No, I'm playing with the effects on my camera. Um, hey, hi, it's me. So yeah, trying to keep up with the videos and everything. So I was actually thinking earlier, um, just random thoughts going through my head, and I came up with a topic that I wanted to talk about, and see what you guys thought. So, what got me started on this thought process, I'm calling the video Growing Up Sucks, because it does. We lose so much going into adulthood that we probably at some point don't realize that we lost it, or by the time we realize that we lost it, it's something that seems so far gone and so far away. But it's our imagination. As we get older, we lose that creativity we had as children. What got me thinking about it was, for some odd reason, I don't remember what I was doing, but I was thinking about how when me and some of my friends were younger, we used to do fanfics. Just crazy stories of us and our favorite celebrities and us meeting them and things of that nature. And I started wondering, are kids like too grown for that now? Like, do kids do like young teenagers? Because I mean, this was like middle school time. Do they still write fanfics and stuff like that? Like, I don't know. I was well, actually, backing up to what got me thinking was how it would be crazy as a grown woman to write a fanfic about me and a celebrity, or anyone grown writing about them and a celebrity. People would look at that like that's crazy, that's childish. But when you're a teenager or something like that, those type of fantasies, they're fun. They're, I think, some of my favorite memories from my younger days was sitting on the phone writing these stories with me and my friends and our favorite celebs and stuff going on, and just to have that creativity flowing, that imagination of what could possibly happen. I mean, I think now that our minds are like so on other levels as adults, like, what do most people think about when they think about meeting a celebrity? I mean, some people do respect some artists and they really want to meet them or something, or their favorite actor or actress. But a lot of people, no lie, when you think of your favorite celebrity or something like that, or if you think of your favorite opposite sex celebrity, most of the time, well, I'm not gonna say for everybody, but a lot of times it's only one thing that go through their mind when they think about what they would do if they met their favorite celebrity. I don't think I have to explain it. If I do have to explain it, you have a very clean mind, and that's awesome. Or either you just don't think like that, which that's good too. But we lose. I was just thinking, and I went from, do kids still write fanfics, to how as a kid, as a teenager, it was acceptable that I was on these sites with these people writing these stories, and now people will probably look at you crazy. Like, I'm 25. If I was to sit here and write a story with me and meeting my favorite artist, like make a long story out of it, like how we met and stuff that happened, people probably be like, "Oh, you have too much time on your hands. You're obsessed," or things of that nature. And which I'm not gonna say I'm gonna sit here and write a story about me and my favorite celebrity, because I mean, I wouldn't, because at this point in time in life, that's it's it's something that I just wouldn't do. But just thinking about that, and I started thinking about how as we get older, we lose some of that creativity, our imagination. And I think a lot of it has to do with the growing up process. I mean, you go through different events in life that change your perspective. You go through, heartbreaks and dating, and a lot of my friends have kids now, a lot of my friends are married, and life, like things like that happen in life, a lot of times it changes your perspective. And I think we lose that imagination, that bewilderment, or the stuff that keeps our minds going. Like, one of my best friend, I went outside with her last night, and she I just looked up at the sky, and it was dark at first, but then I kept staring at it, and the stars, I started to see the stars. And I was talking about how what a beautiful night it was. Here in Alabama, it's been kind of cold, and last night is, I think, some rough weather is coming, honestly. But last night it was like a very, it was a cool night, but not really cool. Like, it was comfortable. And I just enjoyed standing out there looking up at the stars. And she was like, "There's nothing there." I was like, "No, if you look hard enough, you can see the stars. Like, they start to appear." And she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're such a stargazer." But she looked up and she could see the stars. I'm one of those. I question everything. I think I get on people's nerves sometimes because you can say something to me and I'm gonna ask you why. Not necessarily that I'm questioning you, but I like to know a lot of things. And I think that sets me apart from some people, because I do still have that bewilderment with things. Like, I love learning. Not the type of learning that you get in school, but that the learning that you do for your own enjoyment. I mean, if someone, let's say if they like fossils, for instance, first thing that came to my mind, because I was watching something about unearthing ancient secrets, and they were, digging up stuff. People like that, where was I going? Oh my God. Like, I was telling somebody earlier today that I can have a thought, and if I get off track for like 10 seconds, I'm going to lose that thought. Oh yeah, with learning. So, anyways, it's one of those things, like, if that's something they enjoy doing, then they're going to enjoy reading books about it. They're going to enjoy learning about it. Just like, I mean, something as boring as rocks, people love things like that. People study that all the time, and I'm sure reading books about stuff like that entertains them, whereas it wouldn't entertain me, because I really don't care about rocks. But a lot of learning I like to do, like, fuck. I'm halfway tempted to just start this video over, but I'm not gonna do it, because this is me. This is real life. This is just me rambling, talking about stuff that come to my mind. So I'm not gonna delete it. I'm gonna keep going, because I'm gonna be real. I'm not gonna edit my mistakes. I'm gonna just let you see this. If you was here with me and we was having a conversation, this is how it would go. I'm gonna get sidetracked. I'm gonna talk about different things, and then eventually I'm gonna come back to what I was initially talking about. So anyways, skipping everything that I was just talking about, back to imagination. Like, I just think we lose that. I said that like 5,000 times, haven't I? But we do. Like, I said the word like a lot too. Like, what? Watching myself doing these videos and listening to some of the stuff I say, I'm learning. I'm learning. I promise I'm learning, and I'm gonna get better at it. But I just think we let life get in the way of being open to things. As kids, we're amazed by everything. Like, everything is something new and something grand. But as we get older, it starts, everything just starts to seem, we don't get as excited about stuff anymore. I mean, a kid can go outside and see a flower, and they're amazed by the beauty of that flower. But as you get older, you don't see the beauty in things like that anymore. Like, you may see, it may take a very beautiful flower, but you don't just go outside and see a dandelion and blow it. Well, I do sometimes. Well, actually, I kick them. I'm not gonna lie. I kick them to watch the little things go everywhere. But, whatever. Besides the point. But we just don't. The world doesn't capture us anymore like it used to. Like, everything used to be an adventure. Everything used to be fun to us as kids. Well, some kids. It's just because they they don't know that much, and they're constantly learning. Their environment is a playground. But as we get older and things start to become the norm for us, or things of that nature, we start to ignore the simple beauties of life that probably had us amazed. And I'm sure my friends with kids, or anyone with kids, not just my friends, but I'm sure anyone with kids, you probably get to capture that bewilderment and imagination with your child. And don't you just wish you could bottle that? Like the amazement of a kid looking at something so simple. It's it's a beautiful thing, and I just wish that as adults we could still capture that beauty in life. And maybe some of us wouldn't have such a hard time with life and situations that arise if we could always still see the beauty in everything and not just look at it as something that's just there or that's simple, or I don't know. I just think we miss out so much in life as we get older because we stop being amazed by this beautiful earth that we live in. I mean, if you want to be amazed, go outside, stare at the night sky, especially on a beautiful night, on a really pretty night, and look at the stars. Just stare at the stars and look out. And I don't know, I can't speak for everyone, but I know for me, when I look up, I just it's an amazement. I always wonder, what's out there. It's infinite. Like as far as we know, the universe has no end. So when you look out into the night sky, you're looking so far off into this beautiful big galaxy, this universe that we live in, and you don't even realize you don't realize it. You could be staring at something that people thousands of years ago stared at the same time. I mean, look at the North Star that's still as bright as in the sky as it ever was, and think about thousands of years ago people used that exact star that you're looking at. I mean, there's so many things about the world to be amazed by, even as adults, because I think we get into this pattern and we start living, and we get into this daily routine, and we don't continue to question things, or look at things in a different way. We become kind of closed-minded as adults, and I just wish we were more open, that we question more things. I feel like as we get older and the world becomes more familiar, that we feel as if we know everything, but it's so much that we don't know, that we'll probably never know in our entire lifetime. There's questions upon questions to always keep that imagination active. I mean, whether or not you want to believe in aliens, at some point you got to think there's got to be something more out there in a vast universe that is infinite, and we are just a very small part of that universe. You got to wonder what else is out there. What other, there's so many, it's a couple of planets that are Earth like. You got to wonder, has life started to develop there? Or I sit and I wonder about a lot of things. That's one thing that I'll probably go more in depth about on the channel, to see what other people think, how other people feel. I question it all. I think, and I think that's what keeps me. It's what keeps me sane sometimes. A lot of times, my greatest pleasure is just sitting and thinking and imagining, because when you let your imagination run wild and you think about how big the universe is, you got to imagine that somewhere, whatever you're imagining could possibly happen. I mean, you hear things about see you next, like the song see you next lifetime. Like, do you ever wonder who will you see next lifetime, if you believe in stuff like that? That's one thing. Like I said, I'm very spiritual. I've mentioned that in one of my other videos, to the point where it's a lot of things I believe, and then there's a lot that I accept that we will never know, that there's no hard evidence to disprove it or prove it. And I don't really feel like, I'm not going to go into details. I don't want to make this any, like, I don't want to make it a religious conversation or a scientific conversation. I really don't want to go against anyone's beliefs or alienate anyone on what they may believe. But I just feel there's a lot of things, no matter what you believe, that we don't know the answers to. And I believe our imagination allows us to come up with the craziest things and wonder what it would really be like if that's how it really was. I mean, imagine a kid playing with a toy. That toy doesn't move. Well, now toys do everything, but I mean, when we were growing up, we had the little Barbie dolls, the arms would move, or you had the toys that didn't even move at all. They just stood there, like the GI Joe type of toys, and or I loved Polly Pockets when I was little. Like I loved the Polly Pockets, but they were like these little characters and they didn't move. But as children, our imagination allowed us to make up elaborate scenes and dialogue and conversation. And most people couldn't do that now. Most people, like most older people, they couldn't come up with anything that would actually keep them entertained because their imagination wouldn't allow them to get that far. Um, I feel like I could elaborate more, but I really just don't know how to put it. I guess some people will understand, some people won't. If you don't get it, leave comments, question, ask me. My thing is question anything. If it doesn't have an answer that you completely and 100% agree with or believe or can prove, question it. Because if there's not 100% proof, then anything is possible, right? I don't know. It's kind of like what if, woulda, coulda, shoulda, all that. I don't know. My videos are kind of long. I just realized that, like, because I start rambling, but I like to talk. I like to talk and I like to think out loud. And as I said before, I want to get people involved. I want to talk about things that possibly someone can relate to. Or if you don't relate, tell me you don't relate and tell me why you don't relate. Tell me what you think. Do you think as adults we start to lose some of our creativity that is inspired by our imagination? Or, what do you think? Um, on my page somewhere, I don't know. I'm still getting used to it and I'm still like learning where to put crap. But somewhere on my page, you can follow me on Twitter. You can Facebook me. You can follow me on Instagram. Subscribe. I mean, I understand right now I don't really have a lot of videos, and so I wouldn't subscribe to someone who only had like one or two videos. That's just being honest because I want to see that you're going to have content that I actually like and would watch in my spare time rather than subscribe to someone who doesn't talk about shit. So yeah. But I would enjoy it or I would appreciate it if you did subscribe and give me something to talk about. Give me a topic, give me something that we can talk about that will interest you. But I'm gonna cut this off before it goes into the 20-minute length because that is absolutely ridiculous and I'm so sorry it's so long. But comment, subscribe if you've watched either of my other videos and you like them. Share them with your friends. Help me get out there. Let's I want everyone to be a part of Livy's world. I don't want to be here by myself. I want everyone to join in and so we can all just talk about whatever. Like this is a channel we can talk about whatever. I'm not making it specific. I'm not saying this is a science channel. I'm only going to talk about science. This is a random channel. I'm only going to be random. Like this is a whatever happens channel. So click subscribe. Comment below, please. I want to hear what you have to say. What do you think about me? Let me know. I don't know what to do that other people would like until I get feedback. I love pineapple juice. Oh my gosh, this is delicious. So yeah, comment, subscribe, hit me up. Just let's talk. If anything, even if you don't subscribe, hit me up on Facebook. Maybe you'll find me more interesting on Facebook, where you can kind of see more of the stuff I'm into. I post a lot of things that have to do with like spiritual things and metaphysics and stuff like that. So maybe you can kind of get a better idea of where I come from. So yeah. Um yeah. Like, do it. Okay? Bam.